Welcome to the Transformational Soul Show with your host, Ruth Soltman. Are you ready to experience more stability in your life? You can change your life and be who you are meant to be, your authentic self.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Ruth Soltman, and this is the Transformational Soul. So I want to thank all of you that are watching or listening out there on Facebook or YouTube or Rumble, and now Twitter. We live stream on Twitter as well. Very exciting. So wherever you are watching, if you're watching live or listening to the replay, thank you so much. Thank you so much for checking out our shows. You can find us on a lot of other places too. And a lot of different platforms. You can listen to us in your car, just pretty much everywhere you can find Goldylocks Productions shows. So check them out on your favorite platforms and streaming services. I want to thank everyone that is here tonight. Please hit the like button or the thumbs up buttons, and please share and retweet. I greatly appreciate that. And please say hello if you're watching, because I would love to be able to chat with you. Hello, Robert. I see Robert is here. Welcome, Robert. Great to see you. And we also have Richard Riddle. Hello, Richard. And Veronica. Hi, Veronica. I'm glad you could be here. And Joyce Hartman. Welcome, Joyce. Okay, I think I'm caught up. Please check out my website, ruthsoltman.com. That's RUTH, S as in Sam, OL, T as in Tom, M as in Mary, A, N as in Nancy.com. You can find out about all of my books, my oracle cards, my services, and you can order directly from the website. You just click the link. It'll take you to the cart to order on the website, or you can click on the link to order directly from Amazon for the books. The oracle cards have their own link that goes directly to the printing company that prints them up, and then they will ship them out to you. Thank you for those of you who joined us this Saturday, joined for the Spiritual Message Circle on Saturday. I'm sorry I couldn't join you. I was nursing my ankle, and I'll tell you a little bit about that in a little bit. If you haven't already, or I'm sure you've heard about this, but many of you haven't joined yet, I hope you guys will come over and join our Goldylocks Productions group on Telegram. There's so much amazing information that gets posted there, and so much amazing energy. So I hope you guys will check that out. The group is growing, and you'll see a lot of familiar names there. Goldylocks Productions also has an online store where you can purchase some really awesome merchandise. So check out all of our new designs that were recently uploaded this spring. There's a lot of really cool designs on there, and a lot of cool different gift ideas or things you might want to get for yourself. And also, don't forget, if I can find it, about the Goldylocks Productions Oracle cards. I cannot find my tin, but I have the cards right here. And these cards are so amazing. And I know you've seen probably all of the show hosts using them on our shows. And they have amazing messages from each of the different show hosts, and some beautiful, beautiful designs. And Tiffany did such a fantastic job putting those together. And that is the same company that I did my cards through. So there is a direct link where you can order right from the website, and they will ship them to you, to your home. You can also become a Goldylocks Productions VIP. And there's different levels of membership depending on, and different perks for each membership, I should say. And there's also a special VIP show twice a month. And you can also think about sponsoring a Goldylocks Productions show. Maybe you have a small business, or maybe you want to get the word out there about something new that you're doing. When you sponsor a show, what Tiffany does is she makes up a little video, a little commercial advertisement, however you want to look at it, for your business. And it's shown during the show that you're sponsoring. So it's a great way to get some of your information out there. Hello, Sarah. Hello, Joyce Guest. How are you guys doing tonight? And also, it is not required, but if you would like to give a tip or donation, you can do that via my Venmo, and Tiffany will put the information up there for that. Or super chat or super sticker if you're on YouTube, or a Rumble rant on Rumble. If you make a donation of $5 or more, when I give messages, you will go to the front of the line and you'll get a longer message as well. And I want to thank all of you that show your support by liking and sharing my show information and my posts for the show. I am very grateful for that. Very grateful. I do have a local event coming up. I guess what's the date? Today's the 19th. I guess it's less than a month from now. On May 13th, I am going to be at Copperfield's Bookshop in Spring, Texas from 11 to 4 for the 2023 Indie Author Fair. So if you're in that area, come on out, get some books. I'll have my bookmarks there as well. I've got a bunch of bookmarks that I handmade, and I'll have all of my different books and book bundles. So it'll be a lot of fun. There'll be a lot of great authors there. There's authors from all different genres. Last year, there was a couple of children's book authors there that, like, my grandkids had a blast. So, bring the kids out, come on out, have some fun. And they also have free food and drinks. So if you're celebrating a birthday this week, I want to wish you a very happy birthday. Happy birthday to Heather Hunter and Joyce Guest, who I know both celebrated birthdays this week. And happy birthday to my youngest grandchild, Maddox. He turned 1 year old today. This weekend, we went and celebrated Maddox's birthday. And so last week, I remember telling you guys about how I had pulled a muscle in my leg on the left side. And it's really still bothers me going up and down the stairs. I twisted it again or pulled it again or whatever. So it's given me a little bit of grief going up and down the stairs mostly. But when we went for Maddox's birthday, I got out of the car and the grass was probably 1.5 inches, 2, maybe, I'm not sure, 1.5 inches, 2 inches. And when I stepped onto the grass, the wind was blowing. I had my hair down and the wind blew in my face. Thought I was stepping onto the grass. But instead, I was stepping onto this rectangle-shaped cover that covers the water meter. Well, I stepped on it exactly the right way to make it tip, and my foot went in there. Twisted my ankle, broke my shoe. And that night, I was icing it and putting heat on it, alternating. And I kept it up, and a bunch of people out there, thank you guys so much, were sending me some healing love and healing energy, because it's absolutely fine now. It was a little stiff the next day, but the pain and swelling are gone. Now, whenever I've fallen before, my first thought when I fall is, oh, geez, I hope nobody saw that. And I look around to see if there's people. Well, that thought never even occurred to me this time. It didn't run through my head. But when I was thinking back to how I fell, because I still really don't have a clue, something really boggles my mind. When I got out of the car, I got out on the street side. I don't have any recollection or memory of what I was doing on the side where the grass is. No idea. So I don't know what that was about. But I thought that was kind of interesting. Now, this is still abundant April, right? And tomorrow is the new moon. And we all know that's a time for new beginnings and letting go of the old stuff so that we can make room for all that new stuff. And in addition to this amazing new moon energy, we also have the energy of the eclipse. We are already feeling this energy. And I noticed that Veronica made a comment up here about that. The new moon is solar eclipse here today. Only partial eclipse where I live, but the energy is weird. Yeah. I've heard from so many people in like the last day or two that they're feeling really kind of feeling off. Now this new moon solar eclipse is in Aries. So right there, that tells you it's going to be very intense. It's very powerful and it's very intense. And I did some reading up on all of this intense energy and what we can look for, I guess, or expect. Maybe expect to be a better word with this eclipse energy. So as I was reading about this, I saw something that said it's going to feel like time is speeding up. And I just thought, OMG, because how much faster can my day go? I mean, really. And I've talked about this for over a month now, but I feel like I am moving in slow motion and like the hands of the clock are just going like this. That's how fast it feels like it's going by. And I feel like I have far less hours in every single day than I had before. And this energy that I feel from that makes me feel rushed, even though when I get that feeling, I'll stop and I'll think, why am I feeling rushed? I have all the time that I need. If everything doesn't get done according to when I think I should do it, it doesn't matter. It's not even really important. Of course, there are some things that we have to adhere to time-wise, but for the most part, we can let things, flow as they want to. And it's made me feel kind of forgetful. I've noticed that several times I have forgotten things because I didn't write them on my calendar. Because if I don't put it on my calendar, that's kind of a lost cause. But lately I have been forgetting to put things on my calendar. And I've been very, very tired. Very tired. Hello, Carol Ann. Hello, Destiny. But if I compensate by going to bed earlier, I don't fall asleep for hours. And when I was thinking about this today, it absolutely clicked in my head. We set our clocks an hour ahead last month. And I've been waking up an hour later ever since then. So it's like I'm on the other time. This hasn't happened to me before when we did the time change. That I always get tired for a couple of weeks, but it's never lasted this long, and it's never kept me from waking up on time or anything like that. Nothing in my daily routine has really changed. It's just now that I just feel like I have a lot less hours to get things done. It almost feels like I have half the amount of time that I used to have to do the same amount of things. I don't know if you guys are feeling that, but it's just been very strange, very strange. I haven't added anything different to my normal daily stuff, but it just feels like there's not enough time to do everything. When I feel like that, I catch myself because I know there's more than enough time. And I don't want to stay in that space of thinking that way. Hello, Melissa. So right now I'm just kind of focusing on things slowing down a little bit time-wise to where I don't feel like I wake up, eat my meals, and go to bed. And, this is the first solar eclipse of this year. And eclipses bring sudden beginnings and endings. And they're saying that it's going to make us feel like time is speeding up when we're in this energy portal. And like Veronica said, the energy is very weird right now. A solar eclipse is when the moon stands between the sun and the earth, blocking the sun's light. I was telling Megan today, I can remember when I was a kid and we had an eclipse and how dark it got. Like, I don't remember any, as I was older, but I do specifically remember one time when I was a kid and you had to get these special glasses if you wanted to look towards the sun. And Of course, I didn't really know anything about the energy back then because I was probably like 8 years old. But there are a lot of positive things that are going to be flowing with this energy. It's going to bring us new opportunities, things we didn't see coming, like maybe an unexpected job offer or an unexpected person just walking into our life suddenly. And I also found out, and it said that during and about the 24 hours after the eclipse, it can cause us to feel exhausted. So if you do, please honor that within yourself. Um, get extra rest, drink extra water, do whatever you need because your body will tell you. Our bodies always tell us what we need. We just have to listen. And it also says that this is the time to let go of things that no longer serve you. So get rid of anything that you've been hanging on to that you know you don't need anymore or that's not for you. It's a great time to just let it go. And it also, our emotions may be heightened. There may be more misunderstandings because we're looking too much at our emotions about things rather than maybe what is being said. So it's very, very important to be extra mindful of what you're thinking, extra mindful of what you're saying, and extra mindful of what you are doing. Sam says, and hello, Sam, welcome. And he says, divine timing. In Hindu world, 1 human year is 1 minute in God world, or something like that. So I think good luck to me. You know, I can remember hearing something like that when I was like a child. And we really don't know. We don't know what that concept of time is like yet on the other side, right? So just be mindful of the words that you're using. Be mindful if you get a thought that you know isn't for your best and highest good. Like when I was feeling rushed and hurried, I knew I didn't want the energy of those thoughts around me. So I changed it around and I just said, I know there's more than enough time to do what I need to do. And we just have to remind ourselves of that all the time. Anytime you have a negative thought, replace it with a positive one. And you'll see that eventually the negative thoughts are less and less. Because, you know, sometimes we can't help the thoughts that pop into our head, right? But what we can help is if we choose to dwell on them, focus on them, and bring that stuff into our manifesting or bring that stuff into our energy. But when we can let it go, I mean, we can, you know, recognize it for what it is, turn it into something positive. Turn it into something positive because we can all do that. We can all do that. Veronica said, I was extremely angry last night and it took me until 2 a.m. to clear and release it. There was a lot. Wow. But you did, right? But you did release it. That is the important thing. And, you know, I don't know if you've done this or not, but look at what triggered that. Is there some underlying issue that maybe needs a little bit more healing energy? I mean, only you can answer that for yourself, Veronica. But we all need to try and get rid of those things, those triggers. When we heal those issues, the triggers will be gone and they're not going to cause us issues going forward. So if you are feeling a little bit strange right now, feeling a little bit off, feeling a little discombobulated, it's probably all this energy. Now, earlier this week, too, I checked the Schumann resonance all the time. Anytime I start to feel a little bit extra energy, or I might feel a little, anytime I feel a change in the energy, I check it. Because Tiffany told me about this great app, the Schumann resonance, and you can look at it, it'll tell you what the amplitude is at any given time. And checking it like every day, it was very, very high for several days. It's finally come down some, probably Mother Earth preparing also for all of this influx of energy. But I like being able to feel a change in the energy and look at that and see, oh, that validates what I'm feeling. The more we tune into the energy, the more we're going to feel it. The more we're going to be aware of it. You know, years ago, I was never aware. I shouldn't say never aware. I remember feeling energy, not knowing that's what it was, but I can remember getting up. Like, you can get up on a Saturday morning. You can be all alone. You can just walk outside and you can tell it's the weekend. You can feel the energy in the air. And I know some people have thought that was like really crazy when I would say that, but you can totally feel it. Just like on a holiday, there's a difference in the energy, probably because a lot of people aren't working on holidays. But on the weekends, you can just feel a much more freer feeling in the energy. Usually, you know, if there's a lot of chaos going on, then no, but you can usually feel it. Think about how it feels outside, how the energy feels when a thunderstorm is gearing up. You can feel that heaviness. It feels very heavy. It feels very dark. And then after that thunderstorm, you go outside, it's completely changed. So whether you realize it or not, you pick up on this energy all the time. You might not know what it is. You might not, give it a name, but everyone's feeling it. Everyone. Veronica said, a lot of past anger I pushed down. It was just one memory that popped in my head that triggered the avalanche. I feel much better for it. Well, that's great. That is great. That is great. But see, that's a great lesson too, because that's what happens when we don't deal with things when they happen. When we push stuff down or like sweep it under the rug. And we have all done that, because we don't want to deal with it, because usually it's just a lot of BS, right? And who wants to deal with that? You figure, oh, that's, we'll just pretend like that didn't happen. But that never goes away. Whatever healing that you need from that situation doesn't go away until you heal it, because you're the only one that can do that, right? And I don't mean you specifically, Veronica. I just mean, because we all do that. We've all done that. But now I think we're learning that stuff's going to keep popping up. We might try to hide it, but it's going to keep coming up to the surface eventually. And I feel like with a lot of this intense energy right now, that's something that's going to be happening for all of us, or most of us, that old things are going to come up, probably things that need to be healed and released. Hello, Devin. Nice to see you. But that's okay, because we have the means to do that. We have the means. Boy, I keep burping. Excuse me. We all have the means to do that healing, right? We all know this. And sometimes it can be just a lot more comfortable to stay where we're at. Because sometimes we don't want to revisit something that maybe hurt us in the past, because we don't want to feel hurt again. But just keep in mind that that's something that happened in the past. It's a memory now, right? It's a memory now. So sometimes that can be a little bit easier when you think of it that way. Now, I'm not going to say that, reliving it in your mind to work through it, that can be a very healing way to do it. Walking through the same situation in your mind and maybe even giving it a different outcome. So you have to figure out what works for you, because we're all individual, and what works for me might not necessarily work for you, but we can all do the healing work. I also would like to mention, while I'm thinking of it, did you guys catch the new show on Goldylocks today? It was at 4 p.m. Eastern. So that would be 3 p.m. Central. And it was Wellness Mary's show. Beautiful Essence, I believe is what it's called. It was great. You guys should check it out. And then make sure that you join her next week. But her show debuted today, and it was great. She's wonderful. You guys will all love her. And also, she was Robin's guest this week on Tuesday. So you can check that out too if you missed it. Okay, let's see. I think. Okay, Joyce says, energy has been weird. I've been rushing and stepped in between things while cleaning, and my foot went into my dog's dish, and I flopped. Dog food went flying. Oh no. Well, I hope you're okay, Joyce. But yes, I do agree that the energy has been feeling weird. It has been feeling weird. And so from the information that I've been given, this energy portal, that we're all feeling this energy, and depending on where you live, the eclipse was today, the 19th and the 20th. So by Friday, we should all be feeling a whole lot better. But as always, the more prepared your body is, the easier it is to handle this energy. And I know we talked about that since last summer or fall, when we started getting these huge influxes of energy. And the more hydrated you are, the more rested you are, the healthier that you're eating, the more that you're meditating, having self-care time. And it really helps to prepare our vessel, our body, right? So then when we get all this energy coming in, it's not going to knock us on our butts. Because I learned from last year. Because that energy hit me like a ton of bricks and I was not prepared. However, the next time that it came rolling in, I was better prepared. And it didn't affect me as strongly, I guess you could say. But we can all tap into that energy, and we can harness that energy, and we can take it in and absorb it, right? It's very powerful energy. And put that together with ours, and amazing things are going to happen, right? Okay, Joyce is doing okay. That's good. Excuse me. So, trying to think, because, my thoughts have been a little bit all over the place. I've been getting tons of information. And, in the Goldylocks Productions group on Telegram, we were talking about how the Schumann resonance was really high, and people were saying that their ears was a buzzing in their ears and stuff. It was intense. I don't remember which day that was, but it was very intense. Because I have that normal buzzing sound all the time, and so a lot of times I don't even pay attention to it. I don't notice it, but when it gets stronger, like you can notice it above any other sounds. So like if people are having a conversation, I just listen to the conversation and I don't notice it so much. However, this was a lot more intense. So it kind of like was overriding everything else. And I know a lot of you out there have been experiencing that as well. So don't be hard on yourselves if you're not able to get a lot accomplished, if you feel like you're moving slower, if you need more rest. Just honor that. Honor that's what your body needs. Because our human bodies that contain our soul, our spirit, it has to adapt to all of this energy. Like it will immediately connect with us on a spiritual or an energetic level, but our bodies are different. So that takes a little bit of time. So just be gentle with yourselves, because we're all feeling this and we're all going through it at the same time. And also, I would like to answer a question that someone asked me last week after my show, and I forgot. Completely forgot, Sarah, and I apologize. Now, I'm going to I think maybe when you had commented on the cards, I think it was these ones, if I'm correct. And if so, this is the card deck that it was. The Indigo Angel Oracle cards. If that wasn't the one, then let me know. But these were the ones that were out of place when I came up here, so I'm guessing they're the ones I was using. Veronica said, yes, I've had to turn the TV up a few times lately due to the buzzing in my ears. Yes. Yes. I have it right now, as a matter of fact, louder than it normally is. It's just crazy. I haven't really noticed anything different. Like, a lot of times in nature, well, I have noticed some differences with our dogs when the Schumann resonance is higher. They're a little bit crazier. They're a little more calmed down when it's lower. Okay, you're welcome, Sarah. But all of nature feels this energy. It's not just humans. So I feel like I've been super busy lately, but I really haven't. It's mostly just been in my head as far as getting lots of new ideas, getting lots of information. So my head feels like it's really busy, but my body's not really doing a ton. And, I'm not being hard on myself about that, because I do like, if I set myself a timeline for something I want to personally get done, I kind of like to accomplish it when I set out to do it. But I've been a little easier on myself lately, even though I don't have a huge to-do list right now. Sam says, no buzzing for me, but do feel some electric current-like feeling. Wow. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. It's probably all that energy just, zooming through your body. And if we can meditate and keep our chakras running efficiently, so there's no blockages or anything like that, that will help the flow of energy as well. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do some messages. A couple of weeks ago, or last week, I think I told you guys that the day after my show the week before, I woke up and I was all congested and I had this cold or something. I don't really feel like it's a cold, but, I had tons of congestion, a little bit of head pressure, and then it was gone and it kind of moved down into my chest. And it's still there a little bit, but I just feel like that is like purging something or cleansing something from within. I don't know what, but that's what it feels like. Sometimes we do that. We can purge stuff and get rid of stuff through, when we sweat. There's a lot of different ways. I'm just writing down some names here. Sam. Okay. So if you guys would like a message, please put it in the comments. Let's see. What cards shall we use? I don't know. Where are we being drawn tonight? Let's see what we have right here. First, I would like to do is I'm going to pull one card for like the group first. And I like these cards. These cards are kind of cool. These are the soul truth cards, self-awareness card deck. And what I like about them is that they give you really awesome questions to ponder. Richard. So this is going to be for everyone. And it says, what excuses am I making right now? What excuses am I making right now? It's easy to make excuses for things that we don't want to do. And it's easy to, maybe not always easy, to justify doing something that you probably know you shouldn't do, but you want to do it anyway. And so you work in your head and you try to justify why that's going to happen. But think about this. What excuses am I making right now? This could be about any area of your life. And what this card says is, it says, no more waiting. There will never be a good enough time. The time is now. And it says, today's soul action. If it's important enough to you, you will find a way. You won't make excuses. Today, make a decision and do it, even if you don't feel ready. Listen to your heart. You will be led. And I always say that, we have to make those decisions through our heart. We can't make them from a place of ego or a place, of our head, our brain. We have to feel them through our heart, because then we know that we are making the right decision. Star standing thing. Oh, yes. Veronica said, and I'm going to share this for those of you who did not see the show. Tiffany said, Tiffany, that star standing thing you taught us in your show has been very effective for me. Thank you. And Tiffany said, you are welcome, Veronica. I do it every day and it helps so much. Thanks for the feedback. Well, that's awesome. And if you don't know what she's talking about, go and watch Tiffany's show from Sunday night. Spiritual Insight. Totally lost that for a second. And that's out at 8 p.m. as well. So go and check that out. It was a great show. And also, Carol Ann Carey is here tonight, and Melissa Parks is here. And Carol Ann's show is on tomorrow night in the Psychic Flow. And Melissa's show is on Friday, Joyful Findings. So you guys check out all of the Goldylocks shows if you have not seen them before, because the shows are so amazing. Our show hosts are just so incredible. And, we all just come from this amazing place of love and light. And we could all say the exact same thing. We could say the exact same, like say 3 sentences or a paragraph on each of our shows, and it would come off completely different to you guys. It would resonate with some of you and some it wouldn't. And it's just when you're ready to hear the information, that's when you hear it. Because you can hear the same thing 10 times from 10 different people. And then all of a sudden it will just click, right? It will just suddenly just click. Okay, so let's see. We have Robert. I think I'm going to use these cards. It's funny how you get some that you just feel are like your favorite cards. And okay, this deck I'm using, I've used many times, but the first time I used it on my show was when I had Judy, and she was sitting in with me on my show. And for some reason, I really didn't care for the cards. They just didn't resonate with me. And then after I, used them a little bit more, they ended up being some of my favorite cards. So, okay, Robert. Oh, Robert, I could be mistaken, but I believe I got this card for you last time. Accept what is dying. So let go of that stuff that is not serving you anymore, that is not for your best and highest good. Just accept that, it's not working for you anymore and let it go. Let it go. Sometimes that's really hard for us to do. Now, this could also be referring to like a relationship. Maybe you have a relationship in your life that really isn't working, but you're just having a hard time accepting letting it go. Um, we've all done that at one time or another. But just accept it, release what you need to release, and heal and move on. Destiny. And it always intrigues me, and I find it very interesting when cards repeat. Um, when messages repeat for the same person, or they repeat over and over in the same show for different people. And destiny, embrace your power. You are such a powerful, powerful person. And I feel like sometimes you just don't, I don't want to say that like knowing how powerful you are like scares you, but I think sometimes you don't believe that you are as powerful as you are. So learn to embrace that. Learn to accept you for everything that you are, everything. Because when you stand in your truth, that's when you are the most powerful. In some ways that we can um, help ourselves to feel empowered, do something that step outside of your comfort zone. Step out of the box, beyond your comfort zone. Doing that is really going to empower you, and you're going to see just how powerful you are. Sam. See what we have for you. Wow. Accept what is dying, Sam. So anything that you need to peel away and release, this is a great time to do that. If it's not for your best and highest good, let it go. You don't need it. All it's going to do is create blocks for you. It's going to create barricades for you. And you want to make sure that that energy is all clear so all that good stuff that's coming your way can get to you. So remember that. Just let it go. And I do feel, I remember earlier this year talking about how I feel there's going to be so many different waves of massive energy that we're going to have on and off all year long. And look at how much energy we've already been dealing with, and it's only April. So get ready. Get ready, because we're going to be riding these waves all year. Let me write your name down, Joyce. Robert says, thanks, Ruth. I feel it is in the current job. I have the card maybe same as last time. Yep, that's what I thought too. Richard, go for your dreams. Don't let anyone stop you. Don't let anyone talk you out of anything. Sometimes we don't like to share our dreams with other people because, one, we think that people are going to laugh or ridicule us or say that's stupid. We have all these different ideas in our head, but it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. You have to do what makes you happy. And you just cannot let anything stand in your way. And we all have different dreams. We have different dreams at different times of our lives. Some of those we follow and some of those we never do. But you need to go for it, Richard. This is your time. This is your time. And I feel like this is going to be a really, really good year for you. So if there's been anything holding you back, maybe a tiny bit of fear that you feel like, I can't, I'll never be able to do that. Don't do that. Because that setting up that doubt like that is going to block that good from coming to you. So you really need to just clear that away and not let anything stop you. Okay, and that was Richard. Joyce, guess. Katie, hello, Katie. How are you doing? Katie Lynn and Veronica. Okay, I got Veronica down. Okay, Joyce. Let's see what we have for Joyce. And all the different things that are coming through now with this different energy too. A lot of people are having crazy, crazy dreams. A lot of people are having very vivid dreams. Write this stuff down. Write it down. Oh my goodness. Joyce. Third time. You are the fifth person that I've read for tonight, and this is the third time this card has come up. Accept what is dying, Joyce. Just let it go. Keep working through what you need to work through. Get rid of that stuff, that energy that is not yours at all anymore. And accept that it's okay to let it go. That sometimes that's like the really hard part. We don't want to, sometimes these situations we feel are almost, so much a part of us that we feel like we're losing a part of us when we let this stuff go. But you're not. You're going to be gaining so much more. And what you're going to be gaining is more and truer to who you really are than things that you have experienced, if that makes sense. I'm happy to see you too, Katie. Veronica. See what we have for Veronica. We're stuck. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Veronica. Oh my goodness. Veronica. Accept what is dying. So again, let go of anything that is no longer serving you. Okay. Sometimes it's really hard to let go, but it's going to be so much better for you if you do, just like the situation you were talking about with the anger and how much better you felt afterwards, after you let that go. So right there, that tells you. And with all of this massive energy from the new moon and the eclipse, it's a great time to purge all that stuff. So just purge it, let it go, and don't worry about it ever again, because it's not going to come up and keep bothering you. Accept what is dying. Okay, Katie. Ooh, strengthen your gifts. Strengthen your gifts, Katie. You're very, very powerful. You're very, very intuitive. And the way to strengthen those gifts is to just keep practicing those gifts, right? And learning to trust them 100%. Not 99.9, but 100. And the more that you trust without any doubt, the faster the information comes, the more information will come, everything. So that's your message. Strengthen your gifts. Keep working on those. You know what they are. And that's really awesome. And that's when we accept our gifts, when we use our gifts, when we share our gifts, we're standing in our truth and we're very powerful. Awesome. Katie says confirmation. You are welcome, Richard. Richard said 3 times. Yep, that's right. Veronica said the message for today, people, let it go. That is correct. That is correct. And Devin, let's see what we have for Devin. Oh, we still have like 10 minutes. So if anybody else would like a message, please let me know. Okay, Devin. Keep your commitments. Keep your commitments. Now, I don't feel like you are a person who doesn't keep their commitments, but for some reason, this is kind of a reminder. But one thing that you really have to remember is not only do we make commitments and promises to other people, but we do that to ourselves as well. And, a lot of times we might commit to doing something. Maybe it's some kind of a change you want to make in your life, and you commit to yourself that you're going to do it. Then a little ways down the road, all of a sudden that kind of changes. You kind of go back to doing things the way you were before. And then you get down on yourself about it. Don't. Change, you don't want change to just happen overnight. You want it to be gradual. When we make changes in our lifestyle, especially, because when they're made over time, it's a lot easier to keep adhering to them, rather than you just get up one morning and say, whatever, making a super huge change overnight. It's hard on you. It's hard on any of us. But just be much kinder to yourself. Don't feel like you've let yourself or anyone else down. As long as you are doing the best that you can, and you are doing and giving from a place of love, it's all good. It is all good, Devin. Sarah. Joyce said, thank you. I do feel scattered at times, so that carded message is so fitting. Awesome. Hello, Robin. Robin's listening while she's driving. Well, thank you, Robin. And Robin's show was on last night. Wait, Tuesday? Yes, Tuesday. Cosmic Soul Food. See what I mean? Forgetful. It's crazy when you're trying to think of something and of course you know what it is. You've said it 100 times, but it just escapes you. Okay, where am I at? Sarah. Ooh, Sarah, retreat. I feel like you need a break. I feel like you need some really powerful me time. And I know that the weather's getting nicer there. Or it had been. I don't know if it still is. But I feel like you really need some extra self-care and self-love right now. I feel like you've been doing a lot of healing work. I feel like you've had a lot of different family things that you've been experiencing. And I feel like you just really need some downtime. Like you're kind of exhausted, but not on a physical level. If that makes sense to you, Sarah. So give yourself a break. I know, being a mom, we put extra pressure on ourselves because we have to do things the way, we think we have to do them. But let up on that pressure, because you are perfect just the way you are. You have a great child, a great son. So, don't even let that filter into anything, but really make sure to take good care of yourself and take time for yourself. And if you ever feel like you're taking time away from others by doing that, think of it this way. When Austin grows up, do you want him to be someone who never shows himself any self-care or self-love, who's stressed out all the time, and doesn't even know how to relax? Be that example for him, because he sees what you do more than he hears what you say. So I hope that makes sense for you, Sarah. Devin said, Sarah says, makes perfect sense. I'm very exhausted and some me time would be great. Devin said, thank you, Ruth. I'm guilty of trying to take on too much at times. I used to be guilty of that. I started saying no, saying no to things that I really didn't want to do, or that just didn't feel right. Because, when someone asks something of you, you immediately get a feeling in your body, that will resonate with you. And that feeling might be, oh no, I don't feel good about this at all. Or it might be, oh, well, I would love to do that. So pay attention to that and honor that feeling. Because those times when you get that feeling that, oh no, this is not for me, and you say yes anyway, it's never good. It's not good for you physically. It's not good for you emotionally. So everyone keep that in mind. You are so welcome, Katie. Okay, let's see. I will pull a card for Robin. Robin, go for your dreams, Robin. Do not hold back. There's so much that that I feel like there's so much that you want to do. So much stuff that you want to do that you haven't even scratched the surface. I feel like you're kind of re-looking at things in your life, and you're starting to get some new goals, some new dreams that you want to follow. So do that. Don't let anything stand in your way. You don't want to be there. You want to be, yeah, I know I've heard you talk about astral projecting before and looking down at your body. But you don't want to be there in a situation when you leave your body for the last time and you're looking down at your body going, I should have done this. I should have done that. Why didn't I follow my dreams? Because it's so important for you to fulfill those dreams. So work on that. And if you need to, you can make a long-term plan. It doesn't have to be something that you have to accomplish overnight, but let it be something that you're working towards. And then imagine how thrilled you're going to feel and how empowered you're going to feel when it comes to fruition. Now I'm going to pull a card for Carol Ann. Refine your attention. Refine your attention. I feel like you have a bit of things going on, Carol Ann. And don't feel like you're all over the place and what should I do first and blah, 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 blah. Like everything needs to be done yesterday. But instead, put your focus on one thing at a time. Everything's going to get done all the same, but prioritize and figure out what's the most important thing that needs to be done first. And then just go from there. And you'll see that when you focus on one thing at a time, and this is a great message for me, that it's easier to get things done in a shorter amount of time. When we try to split our focus in like maybe 3 or 4 different directions, we give a little bit of focus here, a little bit there, it takes a lot longer for things to get accomplished. So I hope that makes sense to you. And we have Melissa. Let's see what we have for Melissa. Oh, I know you do. Love yourself, Melissa. And I love this card because this is such a great message. Because, when we were growing up, we didn't hear that you should love yourself. This is something, I don't want to say it's something new because it's something we should have been doing all along. But most of us didn't know that. We thought that was selfish and conceited to love yourself. But it isn't. But that's what our parents were taught. It's very important to love yourself, and we have to love ourselves first before we can give that love to anyone else. Joyce says, that's my problem too. Too much going on at the same time. Yes, slow down. Just try and focus on one thing at a time. Just prioritize. What's the most important thing I need to do today or in this moment? Because, eventually it's all going to get done. And, I think that was a great lesson for me because I tend to do that. I have like different writing projects going on. And then a lot of times, I get like an outline done. And then that's all the information I get at the time. So I kind of put that on the back burner and then I'll move something else. I can't work on too many things like that at the same time. But when I get information for what I need to do, I always write it down because otherwise I will forget. I cannot believe that it's been an hour already. Thank you guys so much for being here. I hope you all have a great week. I hope you all get some extra rest and really enjoy this weird energy and let it work for you. Don't try to fight it and work against it. Just let it come to you and work for you. So you guys have a wonderful, wonderful week. I love you all. I will see you next week. Good night.
Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed the show.